Hi all, this is your girl Natasha, and my tea kettle has brewed over. So I'm serving a late night snack, tea, and just a little Lorna Doone and Milano cookies. Now, like I said, I was talking about YouTube, the year in review, and it came across Miss Khia. I saw her lovely new butt. Dr. Curves did a wonderful job, darling. But you see, one thing I don't understand. Before Khia went under the knife, and I'm not being messy, please don't get in the comments reading. But before all of that, Khia used to read, if I recall, the women who had their behinds done and calling them this and calling them that. And especially, she would give Maddie, or you people who don't care for Maddie, would give Maddie a hard time about her behind and everything. Let Maddie have it about her behind. The people who don't care for Maddie. And I find it quite interesting. It hasn't been too much said about Miss Tosh. Oh, Lord. She's another one in the YouTube books for 2018. But anyway, Khia. This year she's been missing in action half the year. And then she introduces us to her new behind. Now, mind you, before you all get in the comments and start reading, I'm not a hater of Khia's. I'm just not a fan of hers. I don't care for her. That's all. That doesn't mean I'm a hater. But it was just a little observation. Miss Khia used to come for the girls who had their butts done and the Kardashians and making fun of this one and that one. But I see she's very quiet and with smiling a grin from here to New York. From Georgia to New York when she had her butt done. And she wasn't throwing shade at herself. I'm starting to believe what I had suspected all along. Khia had a little envy in her toward Maddie. Because Maddie had those hips and that big fat butt. That she had to get something done to it. So I said to myself, Khia, instead of hating on Maddie and showing out on the show like you did, which, oh well, some things last for a season. The Queen's Supreme Court has gone on and they're doing wonderful. But I just have to stop and say to myself, could a lot of that been envy by Khia? Because she was jealous of Maddie's behind. And her breast even. Yeah. Khia had her breast lifted. She had her butt done. She introduced her butt. I haven't seen much shade about that. Oh my. The hypocrisy around here. I've noticed that on the YouTube streets. Miss Khia would read any girl that was full of work to her behind or her breast, calling her whores. But yet and still she was smiling from ear to ear when she made her revealing of her behind. So it just goes to show sometimes could a person be jealous? Now she's happy and content with her behind, and I'm happy for Khia. No, I'm not a fan and don't profess to be a fan. But I just find it interesting how Khia made her reveal. And she's not reading. Oh, but if you come for her, I bet she'd let you have it. In her old nasty way, she has. But it was just an interesting observation. Since 2018 is coming to a close, it was another observation. There's not being much said about Khia and her new behind. Am I not the only one that sees it? See that could she possibly have been a little jealous of Maddie because everything that Madison has done or has, Miss Khia did. She lifted her breast. She did her behind. She was smiling from ear to ear in that office. Let's see if she'll be a little less envious of Khia in 2019. I mean, less envious of Maddie in 2018, 19. And then we have Michelle Atlien Brown. My, she was busy on the YouTube streets this year. Still throwing rocks and then ducking behind. But I see she didn't press Tasha K too much. Yes. Miss Michelle Atlien, you've been quite quiet, my dear. You've started quite enough trouble for the year, too, in review. Especially with Funky Dineva. You won your award money. You splashed that on YouTube like, so tacky. And you had another conversation about Funky Dineva when he had made that comment about Destiny, about Beyonce, or whoever's child it was. You had a ball with that. It was just a few things I was thinking about on the YouTube streets. How tacky. Or I wouldn't say tacky, but how they pounce on you. Yes, this year in review on YouTube has been quite interesting. I wonder what 2019 will hold. But that was just an observation. I'm very happy for Khia. Now maybe she'll be a little less envious of Madison. I'm not being messy. I'm doing the year in review. And that was part of it. Well, all, until my next tea party and tea kettle brew is over, I shall be back. Love you guys. Mwah.